Hello and welcome to Wednesday Live with Evie, number 34. And today we're going to be talking about 4 things, or the 4 steps to getting the right things done. If you see me looking down or over, I'm looking at my notes. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you are new to Wednesday Live with Evie, my name is Evie Burke. I am the productivity coach at One Insight Closer, and I work with entrepreneurs just like you, and I help them take their productivity to a new level. And a couple of things I want to share with you before we get started. One is, if you aren't already in the Facebook group Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs, head over there and join us. It's a free group. I will message you when you request to join. That's my way, when I get responses back from the private messages I sent from people who request to join. I know that they're actual people and not just people who are going to be spammers, so that's kind of my way of protecting the group and making sure that we have a group of fabulous people who actually want to engage and be there and just not sell. So head over there. Every Monday I ask, what's the most important thing that you want to get accomplished this week? And then on Friday I follow up and I say, how did you do? What did you get done? So head over there and join us there. And the other thing is, if you don't already have a copy of how to choose priorities when everything is important, then head over to my website, oneinsightcloser.com, and grab that. So you'll join my email list and you'll get the freebie, and it's just a really great way to get all the stuff that you want to get done out of your head and onto a piece of paper, and it'll walk you through how to prioritize that list of things that you dump down there, dump out of your head and onto the paper. So head over there and grab that if that's something you're interested in. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to go ahead and share the 4 things right now, right off the bat, and then I'm going to go into them each a little bit more. But I want to give you, actually before I share those 4 things, I want to give you a little background of why this topic came up for me. So last week, I was not feeling great. I had some lower back pain, and if you've ever had any pain of any significance, you know that it affects your ability to focus. It affects how engaged you are in the things that are happening. And at the beginning of the week, it was affecting me. And my focus for coming up with topics for this Wednesday event, for writing the newsletter that I write every week, it just wasn't there. So I had to figure out what was happening, what I was going to do, and how I was going to get things done. And really, at the beginning of the week, not a lot got done. I was just more focused on taking care of myself and making my back feel better. So it left me feeling a little behind, but I was able, this week, at the end of last week and into this week, jump back on the bandwagon, I guess, so to speak, and get things done and not really get stuck into a cycle that I used to get stuck in quite often, which was, I didn't get all that stuff that I wanted to get done last week. I'm so far behind. I'm never going to catch up. Why even bother? Yada, 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 yada. I don't know if any of you have experienced that, but it spirals you downward, and you're kind of left at a spot of, I don't know what I should do or if I should even, get up started again. So there's different things you can do for that. One of them is grab the freebie, how to choose priorities when everything is important, because then you have everything down at one spot. Especially that's good if you've had to take a couple of weeks or maybe a week or so off of your business for whatever reason, unplanned. That's just a really great way to just get a brain dump of everything that needs to be done. But what are the other things that you can be doing? What are the things that, if you have them already set up in your business, that make it that much easier when you have those unexpected things come up, when you aren't feeling well, when you have a family emergency, what are those things that you can have in place to make sure that you're getting the right things done? And also just in the day-to-day, how to make sure that you're not caught in the I am going to be as productive as I can, and then productivity just means getting as much done as possible. So you're getting all of the quick things done. You're returning phone calls, you're returning email, maybe you're up to date on your Facebook, but the bigger projects that are the really important ones, those aren't getting done because your productivity focus is how much can I get done versus what are the things that really need to get done. And when your productivity switches from how do I get the most done to how do I get the things that really need to get done, it changes everything. Because now, instead of thinking about the number of tasks you can get done, you're thinking about what are the quality of those tasks. What are the things that are going to really move me toward the goals and the intentions that I've set for myself and my business right now. And one of the things for me that really helped switch that thought process was, instead of asking what is the most productive thing I can do right now and thinking about every minute of my business needed to be spent in doing something, getting some tasks done, I switched the question to be, what is the thing that I can do right now that will support my productivity? It's a slight wording change, but it changed a lot for me, because what it did was, instead of thinking what's the next task that needs to be done, what's the next to-do that needs to be done, moving it to what's the thing that I can do right now to support my productivity, it meant that sometimes it wasn't the next task. It meant recognizing that getting things done is something that's important, but sometimes it's also important to make sure you're taking a break for lunch and moving away from your desk. Sometimes it's important to go for a walk outside. Sometimes it's important to, play with the dog if you have a dog. Sometimes it's important to maybe take a nap. Or in my case, earlier last week, sometimes it's important to just sit on the couch and take care of yourself because you're not feeling well. Because that's going to support you being productive later. And you'll be able to get more done versus if you're just trying to push yourself to get things done every minute of the day, which will lead to a lot of fluctuations in your business because you're not respecting your energy level. You're not respecting yourself really to a certain degree because you're just pushing so hard. So there was a lot there in the intro part. But the four things specifically that will support you in getting the right things done, and I'm going to list them off and then I'm going to go back and dive into them a little bit more, are know your goals and intentions. Number 2, know your habits and your routines. Number 3, celebrate and take care of yourself. And number 4, review often. So let me break those down for you. So know your goals and intentions. So when you're thinking about getting the right things done, you really need to know what your goals and intentions are for yourself and for your business. So the way that I differentiate goals and intentions is a lot of people will call goals as, how much you want to make each month or each year or whatever, how many people you want to be working with. I call those intentions because those require other people to make decisions, and I can't control their decisions. I can know if I talk to or I call, X number of people this week, what probably will happen, but I can't control the decisions that other people make. So I call things where I want to make X amount of money, I want this number of clients. I call those things intentions. Those are intentions that you set for your business or for your day. Intentions are also the things like, my intention for today is to have fun or to bring fun to what I'm doing. That's an intention too. So there's two different types of intentions, but they're intentions. I don't have a clear way of saying it some other way. A goal is I'm going to send X number of emails to do one-on-ones. I'm going to make X number of phone calls. I'm going to, do XYZ. It's things that you can control. Goals are things that you can say, okay, did I make 5 phone calls today? Yes, okay, that goal got accomplished, right? And it's not dependent on somebody else for you to get those things done. So number 1 for getting the right things done, it's knowing your goals and your intentions. And when you know what your goals and your intentions are, when you're looking through your to-do list and you're deciding what are the things that need to get done, you can look at it and you can say, which ones are the things that support my goals and my intentions right now? And those things are the most important. So responding to email, that might be a big part of supporting your goals and goals and intentions, easy for me to say, because they are going to connect you potentially with other people. Have a system for ways to go through it quick. Don't make your email be your to-do list. It can make it crazy making. I can do a whole other thing on email later. Maybe that'll be a topic next week if that's what the people are interested in. But know what your goals and intentions are, because that really will allow you to easily look at the tasks that you have and let you know, what are the things that I need to be doing? What are the things that are really important? What are those right things for me to be doing to support not only my productivity, but making sure that I'm doing those right things for my business? The second one is know your habits and your routines. And part of this is know how you work. So I know for myself, the mornings are a time for me to get work done. So if I am scheduling one-on-ones or networking, if I can, I'm going to schedule those in the afternoon, because in the morning, I'm going to get things done. I'm an introvert. So once I am out networking with other people, I come home and I'm tired. It's hard for me to jump in to getting a lot of stuff done for the rest of the day, because my mind is, it's not shot, but it's not at a place that I want it to be, to get some other things done. I don't have a great way to describe it right now, but I was networking this morning, so you might be seeing me be a little bit different, slightly. I think I'm still pretty on par, but you might see me stumbling for words a little bit more, and that's part of the reason. Not that it's an excuse, it's just letting you know I know how I work, and so my energy level might be a little bit different right now. Also know what are the things that really support you to getting into the day. So like I said, know your habits and your routines. Are you somebody that needs to have breakfast? Make sure you get breakfast. Do you need to meditate in the morning? Is that something that really supports you through the rest of the day? Are you somebody that needs to be out and moving first thing in the morning? For me, I know that I need to get up and get dressed right away in the morning, because that's going to keep me moving through my morning. I'm not really a morning person, but if I'm up and dressed in the morning, then that's going to help move me more quickly through the morning than if I, sit in my pajamas and then go downstairs for breakfast. I just kind of leisurely sit about and then an hour's gone. I'm like, how did I sit down here and this take an hour? So I know some of the things that I need to do for myself so that I can get my things done in the morning. So know what those things are for you so that you can focus on setting yourself up for success early in the day and doing what works for you. Number 3 is celebrate and take care of yourself. So in the definition of productivity where, you're just trying to get as much done as possible, sometimes taking care of yourself takes a back seat, and then you end up run down and just completely out of it for a little bit. Where if you're thinking about how can I support myself in being productive, then, or what's the next thing that I can do that supports my productivity, then it allows you to take a step back and say, okay, maybe sending that email right now, or doing that, making that phone call, or forcing myself to write XYZ, maybe that's not the best way to use my time right now. Those things need to get done, but maybe it's better for me if I take a nap, if I go for a walk, if I just stand up and move away from my desk for 5 minutes. Sometimes I think we don't give enough, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. We don't give enough attention, enough importance to just getting up and away from our desk for 5 minutes. And that might be, going and getting a glass of water. That might be rebooting the laundry, but something that just physically gets us up and out of our workspace, wherever that might be, for about 5 minutes and just doing something else. So know how to take care of yourself and also celebrate. When at the end of the day, did you make those 5 phone calls that were so important? Great. Celebrate. Even if it's just a little, happy dance in your chair, or if you hit your goal or your intention for the month, what are you doing to celebrate? Are you having a little dance party in your office? Are you, taking an afternoon off, or enjoying a Saturday afternoon and going and walking somewhere? What are those things that you're doing to celebrate? Think about those. And those are going to be different for everybody. Some people, it's going to be maybe a day at the spa. Other people, it might be, I love learning. So for me, a splurge might be a class on something that maybe I wouldn't have done otherwise, but taking that time to participate in that class, or learn something new, that's great. I love that. That lights me up. I'm excited about that. I was talking to my husband the other day, and I was telling him about all the things that I was interested in learning about, and I said, it's such a weird mix of things. I want to learn about hypnosis, and I want to learn about getting things done, and see how other people are doing, other organizations and big things are doing their productivity, and I want to learn, all these woo-woo things just because they interest me, they light me up. What are those things that light you up? What are those things that you're excited about? How can you reward yourself with those things, or let yourself enjoy those? Spend time doing those things. And then the last one is review often. So once a week, once a month, whatever works for you, take a step back and say, what's working? What am I doing on a day-to-day or a week-to-week basis that's really working for me? With my goals and intentions, what am I on track for? What am I not on track for? With the ways that I plan out my day, what's working for me and what's not? With my habits and my routines, what's working for me and what's not? With my celebrating and taking care of myself, what's working for me and what's not? And switch things up. If something's not working for you, then change it. If something is working for you, note it and make sure that you keep doing it. And sometimes I think one of the things that we forget to do is different times of the year might require different routines or different habits. So if you're a parent, you know this, right? Because the kids are going back to school. So the routine that you had through the summer is not the routine that you have now that the kids are in school again, right? Things change. But if you don't have kids, I don't have kids, then I'm thinking about, my husband and I have been going out for walks in the evening outside. We really enjoy it. We do it about 3 times a week. We want to do it more, but it works out to about 3 times a week. And we're already talking about what are we going to do when the weather changes and it's not well, the weather and the sunlight changes, and we can't go and walk on the prairie path because it's dark or because it's too cold. You know, what are we going to do? And we've been talking about our options and, you know, thinking about what that might look like. So for you, think about what changes might be coming up that you can maybe plan for and you can adjust in addition to what's working and what's not. So that is my really quick 4 things to do, to keep in mind when you're wanting to make sure you're getting the right things done. So you want to know your goals and intentions. A side one of that I didn't really talk about is you also want to have a way that you're tracking those and keeping track of your, you know, what you want to be doing each day. So, you know, your master list, your weekly list, and your daily list, you know, however those things kind of flesh out for you. And if you want to talk more about those, you know, I'm happy to do that with you. The second one, know your habits and routines. The third one, celebrate and take time for yourself, take care of yourself. And the fourth one is review often. And just as I'm wrapping up here, I want to let you know that if you are somebody who is looking at the next 3 months and kind of struggling a little bit with maybe how you want to plan things out or what those goals or intentions are, or maybe you just want somebody to bounce some ideas off of and really help you think about what are the things that are really important, what are those things that you really want to focus on, what are those right things versus maybe some of the noise. I'm happy to have an hour phone call with you free of charge and just help you walk through some of those things and think through those and come up with a solid plan of action for the next, you know, 60 days, 90 days, and specifically, you know, like 30 days. Like, what are those things, those plans, those things you're going to focus on in the next 30, 60, 90 days? So if that's something that interests you, let me know below. Send me a private message and we'll get that set up. And I think that's all I have for you today. So does anybody have any questions? I know I have a couple people on that are driving, so they might not be in a position to necessarily type questions, but if anybody is out there and not driving that has any questions, let me know. Let's see if there's anything else I want to cover in the meantime. Also, in the taking care of yourself realm, when you have those unexpected things that come up that take you out for a day or a week or whatever it is, let it be okay. Don't beat yourself up on it about it. Realize those things happen. You can't necessarily control them, and it's okay. And if you need some help just remembering that, give me a call. I'm happy to chat with you and help you come up with kind of your plan on the other side of those unexpected things. So I know that they can be frustrating and trying, and they can make us feel like we're behind when we're not. It just might it might require you to update your plans. And if I don't see any questions coming in, so the thing that I'll leave you with is those goals and intentions that you set. Those are guidelines. They're great to work towards, but they're not written in stone. So if something pops up and means that you have to push those intentions and those goals back a little bit, those deadlines, it's okay. You know, it's okay. Take care of yourself, because that's going to be important for you, you know, to reach those goals. And, you know, you want to be moving toward those goals, but you also want to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then there's no way that you're gonna meet your goals and your intentions in the way that you want to and also be able to enjoy them. So just want to leave you with that. So I will see you next week. If you guys have any topics or questions that you would like to see covered in future Wednesday Lives with Evie, please let me know. I am open to suggestions for those. And until next week, much love. Have a great week.